Hi everybody, I'm Ryan, and today we're going to talk about why Lurrus of the Dream Den is banned. Now, the companion mechanic has been under a lot of scrutiny, and just is under a lot of scrutiny because a lot of players think it causes like non-competitive gameplay. And frankly, of the played companions, Yorion is the only one that actually makes you build your deck different. Rarely do you build your deck different so you can play with a companion. Instead, what ends up happening is you play companions like Gigantha because you just happen to fulfill the requirements and you're willing to give up a single sideboard slot to have access to a free card. But this video isn't necessarily about the companion mechanic as a whole. This video is about Lurrus. Lurrus of the Dream Den, right from the beginning, was an extremely powerful card. It is a 3-mana, 3/2, black and white hybrid, legendary creature Cat Nightmare with companion, where the companion requires you to have your deck where each permanent card in your starting deck has mana value 2 or less. That's actually not that bad in an aggressive deck. This 3/2 has lifelink, and once during each of your turns, you may cast a permanent spell with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard. So Lurrus, who you just need to invest some mana into and you have access to the entire game, can allow you to recast cards from your graveyard and just be better, right? Be able to cast these cards from a graveyard, get more value from them, which is exactly what, these aggressive and even sometimes mid-rangey decks want. Notice it's also permanent cards, so you can cast like spells that cost more than that as well. So let's read the ban announcement for Lurrus. In Modern, it says, since the release of Modern Horizons 2, Modern has enjoyed a period of experimentation and exploration. Despite that, Lurrus of the Dream Den has remained a ubiquitous presence in the format across multiple archetypes. Lurrus' play rate, 31% in Magic Online lead decks that started with 4 wins, which is insane, points to a card that is contributing to the homogenization of the modern play experience. If there's not a significant enough deck building cost to incorporate it into a wide variety of strategies. As is often the case in larger non-rotating formats, there are already strong incentives to include as many cheap and efficient cards as possible in your deck, due to the format speed and variety of other pressures. Lurrus compounds those incentives by providing a powerful additional resource that helps to alleviate the weakness of filling your deck with cheaper and often less impactful cards as games go on. For too many archetypes, Lurrus isn't a trade-off, but purely additive. Due to play data, community feedback, and a desire to keep as diverse a range of card options as possible available to players in Modern, Lurrus of the Dream Den is banned in Modern. Now, a lot of that stuff could also be said about Gigantha, where a lot of decks is just too free to slap a Gigantha as your companion. I think the big difference is often Gigantha is just a free body, where Lurrus actively makes the deck better by having access to it, and it is very little cost. It's very low cost, just like Gigantha, but again, where Gigantha just gives you access to a body, Lurrus can make the deck better. I think I just repeated myself. I don't care. So let's read the ban and restriction announcement in Pioneer. While considerably less dominant in Pioneer today, 20% in Magic Online League decks that started with 4 wins, we expect that Lurrus' metagame share will only grow as Pioneer's card pool expands. Our philosophy for Pioneer is to create the most compelling sandbox built from recent standard formats. As Pioneer continues to grow over time, that incentive of non-rotating formats to pick and choose the most efficient cards from each release will become more pronounced, and Lurrus will only serve to accelerate the process. In the interest of preserving the diversity that Pioneer is enjoying, rather than waiting for the critical mass in which Lurrus of the Dream Den is problematic, it is banned in Pioneer. This also makes sort of sense to us as well, right? In both of these ban announcements, they referred to the idea that older formats and non-rotating formats will always be attracted to these super cheap, super efficient cards. Over time, cards like Lurrus that rewards that naturally are going to become overpowered. It's a similar philosophy as like Birthing Pod, right? Birthing Pod being banned in Modern. Now the cost is a little too high to be played in Legacy or Vintage, but bear with me here. As more creatures get printed, cards like Birthing Pod or cards like Green Sun Zenith even become more and more powerful because you can fetch up better and cheaper threats. And so those need to be banned in formats. Or leaned into if you want the format to be super powerful. Tell you what, sometimes when you play Vintage on Magic Online, having a Ragavan cast from the graveyard because of a Lurrus feels real bad, and the card is super powerful. I totally see why it's banned. What do you think? Should Lurrus be banned? Should companions in general be banned? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Check me out on Twitch as well. I would really appreciate it. I stream there most nights. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.